Welcome back to Thai and I Play Xenoblade Chronicles 3. On the last episode, we did some turtle flipping, we freed a colony, and we met up with an old friend? Question mark? On this episode, everyone looks different. That is because I changed around everyone's classes. Let's look at our classes. Look at our characters. Noah is taking over with Tyon's old class as a healer. Mio is taking over Xeon's class as a defender. Uni is taking over Ethel's class as an attacker, and Tyon is Lance. Lance is Valdi, and Senna is Manana. And Manana is Manana. Everyone's taking over a new role. We're starting over fresh at class level 1. And we're going to go see what's going on with the colony Lambda proper. We want to go see where the actual people are, because in the last episode we found out they were made of mud. And that's not some disparaging comment about the nature of humanity. They were literally made of sentient mud. We're only just now discovering the giant turtle Pharaonis. And we are playing as Uni, because Uni is an attacker, and I like playing as attackers. Everybody flat on ground. At least they're breathing. Friends all okay? Looks like they're just passed out. Even so, there's cause for concern. We gotta go find the commander. And everyone else. Make sure they're all still alive. Tyon! Huh? We need to find the real commander, right? We'll keep an eye on this place. You go make sure Commander Izzard is safe. Wait, but... No, sorry. You're right. I'll go now. Be back soon. We must find the truth about what Yorin did. Oh, we can actually talk to our people. That's a rare instance. Lands, we're sharing the same coat. Yorin. Great conversation, Lance. Glad we had it. Tyon looks good in the overcoat. It really fits. What about Senna and Mio? Where is the commander's office? Is it all the way at the back? It is. It's the biggest tent. Tyon, let Senna and I take care of this, okay? Very well. I'll continue to search for the commander. We will find him. Somehow, I think it might be over there, given the fact that there's... Where are they? Oh, they're down here. Uni, my Ouroboros partner. I'm talking to Uni, not you, Noah. Stop interrupting. Handle the commander, Roger. But I want to talk to Uni. They're all just unconscious, not dead. Well, that's good. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, it better be fine. These are all our friends and allies. Well, maybe question mark towards the allies and 2 question marks towards the friends. Riku and Manana. Tyon, pleased to inform Manana of important fact. Person cannot eat soup when state of conscious is absent. Is she trying to spoon feed unconscious people soup? They're likely to drown that way, Manana. So many faller downers. Manana, make them wake up with supply of healthy soup. We need like a smelling salt soup for that. Can I? I'm curious. No, I can't. Look at that. How often do you only see one person in the title screen? And by title screen, I mean pause screen. I see a chest over here, though.
Might as well claim this.
Tyon, what the heck are you doing? You're supposed to be trying to find the commander. But the loot, Uni, it's loot. It's supplies. We could use them on our quest. Uni has no priorities. Tyon, are you really talking about my priorities when you're finding gold when everyone is unconscious? Don't sass me, Uni. I know what I'm doing. I'm finding him now. Commander Izzard! He's probably unconscious, like everyone else. It's good to see you. At least you're alive. I don't think he could say the same, Tyon. He's a bit indisposed at the moment.
Tyon? So that's what happened. I'm sorry. I don't remember a thing. Except for that console silhouette. Did I say anything to you? I didn't say something hurtful, did I?
Not at all. You were your usual self, Commander. Our pride and joy. The same as always.
Tyon.
I see. I'm sorry.
Is that?
Nimue. She always cared so much about you. You possess an acuity that sets you apart. You'll be an elite, head and shoulders above the likes of us. Nimue, she wouldn't stop going on about you. So someone called you a coward? Nonsense. Consider it's what you are. Perhaps to a fault. You heeded a comrade's opinion. Isn't that right? Here's another thing she mentioned. That if you let us, if we could gain victory through your kindness, she'd have loved to see it. Even if it's too much, it should be yours to carry. And if you keep it safe, someday, I'd like you to go visit her.
How can I visit?
At the Cadencia frontier, beyond the Far Lane underpass, there's a place where sophronias bloom. Nimue always loved their flowers. And one of them was especially brilliant. I'd like you to bury it there.
Oh.
That'll show her, beyond all doubt, your victory through kindness.
How's Commander Izzard, Tyon? It sounds like he's eager to jump back into work. I do wish he'd rest up first, but, well, that's the kind of man he is. Good to hear he's feeling well, at least. The other soldiers are waking up, too. Very interesting. Someone should bring them up to speed, but we're just outsiders, after all. This is your manor, right? You should do the honors and fill everyone in. That is being taken care of. Commander Izzard is going to get the colony troops back in line in short order. So it sounds like it's fine for us to just walk around like normal then. Sounds like a plan. Now we can pull our normal shenanigans of helping people do every quest. On that note, there's something I'd like to check. Tyon, will you come along? Sure, where are we going? Out of Colony Lambda. Noah and Mio have a quest for us. But we have lots of new people to talk to. Oh my gosh. Sif, what is a Nordic goddess doing in an Ionian colony? I must have lost consciousness somehow. How are you feeling now? Honestly, not good. I remember the consul turning up, but after that, nothing.
Some new names registered.
Lots of people to talk to. Oh my goodness. I'm only gonna talk to a few of them. What? Loot? In a minute, Cinna. We're gonna talk to Moraine. Things got a whole lot better since we rid ourselves of the flame clock and all the conflict that came with it. Yeah, I figured it'd be an improvement. I guess I can't really share it with everyone, but I'm actually happy with how things have turned out. I mean, I wasn't much of a fighter, truth be told.
We have some new names registered.
Based on that getup, you were an Offseer, because that's what Mio was dressed in when we first met her. Shijima. What do you have to say? The Lambda Furanis was destroyed, and we didn't even realize. What'll become of us now?
We have some new names registered.
Oh, Kitty? I have to talk to someone named Kitty. Living in a time with no flame clock. Crazy, huh? I'll bet this puts a spanner in the works for quite a few plans. Ugh, sorry. I guess that's on us. No, don't apologize. You weren't wrong to do what you did. It wasn't a mistake. I'm just a little bit stumped about what I should do about it all. I suggest eating a hearty meal, taking a good nap, and then talking to your friends. They'll give you perspective. Kitty! Right then, I better get around to inspecting the auto levs. If someone were to attack us in our current state, we'd be flattened in minutes.
We have some new names registered.
Well, yeah, the Furanis is currently upside down because Senna is a very cruel woman.
We need to time this right.
Strong, but cruel. Never trust her in a pinch. She'll always stab you in the back. No, Senna's amazing. Container, more loot. Senna wanted us to loot, so we loot we shall. Look at all that Nopon gold. Either way, we can talk to people as we see them. We should definitely, though, see what Mio and Noah
What are you going to do outside?
want to do. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know, Noah said he was gonna do his thing, so...
And off-seeing in that case. Look at all the flamies! Resplendent flamies. Oh, I just imagine how delicious their eggs would taste. Glare aubergines. Ooh, we can have an omelet aubergine feast. Ooh, delicious, delicious.
They were literal clods, man. Nobody's actually died. Who are you doing that for?
Land's got no tact.
Do too.
Is about atoning.
Riku, what you saying there?
Why are we seeing them off? I know they were only hollow vessels, but ultimately, we chose to fight and kill them. And nothing can change that fact. Even if there's no one to actually see off, we have to atone for that.
In nutshell.
Oh, I see.
Atonement, huh?
Hey, is Ed okay with this? It's kinda...
Yeah, he doesn't mind.
Alright. Guess you're all weirdos. Still, kinda strange. I wonder when it all started.
I couldn't tell you exactly when, but I would surmise it started out as a kind of process for the upkeep of the world.
Sounds like a crazy kind of process. This is all going way over my head.
Quite simple, actually. It gives a sense of security. Lets you think your dead friends are looking out for you from above. Alleviating feelings of guilt and of loss. That's how I understand it.
Yeah, okay, but ain't there plenty of people who don't care about that?
What matters is that it is there. You don't need to pay attention. You don't need to do anything. But the way it is designed, if you think about it, it just works. We are told our life is born from the Queen, and to the Queen it returns. However, that's only if you make it to your homecoming. But what of the others? What of those who fall on the battlefield? Nobody knows. Where do they go? Seeing motes rise into the sky serves to dispel any unease. You end up believing, well, they're going somewhere.
But where is somewhere? The Queen's place?
No clue.
You what, mate? That's kind of non-committal for you.
Disappointed?
Nah, not fussed.
You lot, why are you making that stuff out here? Colony's got a perfectly good kitchen.
Out of commission, apparently. Somebody made a real mess of the place.
Hold on a sec.
Sorry, Mia.
If we hadn't done what we did, chances are we would have all been dead by now. That's why we...
It's all right. Everyone understands why. You were really brave, Senna.
Really? You're not just saying that?
Nope.
Meh. This real thrill of travel. Excitement mounting. Huh. Seriously, Noppon can be a bit too easygoing.
Everyone deals with things in their own way.
Is that right? And why are you acting all normal? It was Yoren. He looked just like his old self.
I suppose you think you're the reason for that, do you?
Huh?
In that case, I'm telling you to drop it right now. So Yoren turned up. That alone isn't so bad.
Course it is!
Figuring out why it happened. That's what we should do.
What do you mean, why it happened?
The reason we became Ouroboros. The reason the world looks like this. It's all connected. I'm sure of it.
Or maybe you just want it that way.
Better than being stuck in the past.
I won't. I can't. I'll never snuffing forget.
There shouldn't be any life in those bodies, but the motes still rose. So that means I knew it.
The dead don't think anything. They don't speak. But survivors speak for them, to celebrate their life and death. That's why I'm here.
Lance, we are still alive.
It ain't like you to sulk like this.
Piss off.
Now I bust your chops? Maybe not, but I'm getting warmer.
Uni, for spark's sake, read the room.
Hard pass. Look, Lance, I was there too.
Ah.
No one's asking you to forget. Noah's just saying, move on.
Ah, Noah. He's always a step ahead, eh?
You know he's an officer. He's closer to it all than we are. To the ones who are gone.
Being left, it ain't easy.
I know. Still, I don't want to disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Not like we can afford to go just yet.
The Agnian commander bites the dust!
I'll kill you! He had 2 months to go! And you mutters killed him!
Sea Guy, forgive me.
All dead, all done. Ah, did you hear those dulcet death throes, though? Sea Guy, forgive me. Forgive what? Why is she apologizing? Ugh, humans!
Such useless pawns.
So I win then? Ah.
Nauseating. Might we infer from that? N?
Is there naught here but these vulgar pleasures?
Huh. I see why you would feel that way. But you have not the luxury.
Say what you mean.
Pleasures and sorrows, meetings and partings, their roots are the same. Tolerance of existence is at the heart of them all.
You want me to frolic with them?
You shall find there's no such thing as luxury in this world. Everything buds from but a single thought. That you yourself are here is proof definite thereof. You need not understand. You can simply remain as you are. That is enough.
We all have secrets, deep within. Memories we can never erase. Difficult experiences. It's just a distant dream of mine right now. But if we can just reach out to each other, even a little, we can tease out those delicate shapes. Then, with time, our bonds will grow stronger until one day.
It's rising. We're getting more life. This is Colony Delta. That smoldering Camarade. His valor is stuff of legends, but we can win. We're gonna make it. Consul, sir. Right, all troops, full advance, and don't let up! Don't let a single life slip from your grasp! What the? What's that for honest?
Listen here. You've done well to come this far. But now, smoldering Camarade takes the field.
No way. He let us think we had them pinned. But really, we were the ones that were trapped. Spark this! Everyone, pull back! Full retreat! We gotta leg it before... Ah!
Just who are you? Perhaps a guard, perhaps not.
Well, well. Smoldering Camarade. Your name is no mere affectation.
A consul? No. You're...
Ready to go. Alright then, let's head out. How we go on from here? I got completely turned around in all those sparking tunnels, and then the joyride down those rapids. I've got to say, I have absolutely no sparking clue where we are. You needn't worry on that count. Commander Izzard provided us with the necessary topographical data. Oh, nice. Legend. All the water that runs from the Orion Mountains makes for difficult terrain. Actually, rather than constantly checking the data and explaining myself, I think it'd be better if I just tell you where to go. Yeah, sounds good. Lead the way. Totes. We have every faith in you, Tyon. You haven't steered us wrong yet. This is the bottom of the waterfall. So let's see if we can't get to the middle levels first. Should we aim to get above Colony Lambda? Essentially, yeah. To get to the middle levels, we'll need to head up and around. Got it. Departure time. Departure time indeed. Did you get to say everything you wanted to Commander Izzard in the end? More or less. Well, okay, that's good. Everything all right there, Tyon? Let's go. I guess so. Hopefully they'll find a way to flip their Varanus back over.
Here's a good spot to catch our breath.
That sounds like a Colony Lambda problem. Oh, gossip. Whenever I turn the camera, there's gossip to be had. Man, that was a lot of cutscenes. If you're not a fan of the cutscenes, I apologize for like, what was that, like 20 minutes of cutscenes? Well, that's what you get for watching a Xenoblade playthrough. If you expect small cutscenes, yeah, you go watch a different game. Either way, though, that was a lot of cutscenes and a lot of stuff to talk about. So, no one. Do we want to spend more time in Colony Lambda? You know what? I think we should. The next episode will be Lambda side quests, almost certainly. But before I end the video, I wanna talk a little bit about those cutscenes because there were a lot of cutscenes. So I suppose we could just do some mindless battles maybe while I talk about them. So essentially, what we saw, we could split that up into like two main topics, I suppose. Everything that happened with Team Ouroboros, with the off-seeing, and everything that we saw happening with Mobius, our consoles. The off-seeing, in terms of a story element, I think is remarkably well done. Because in stories, you always have to balance, you know, the living and the dead. Yes, he does. And so does Mio, and we absolutely will. Well, it's not that hard to divine what Noah's thinking.
We can't leave it like
But the balance between, you know, the living and the dead, right? And how everyone reacts to it. It's different in every story, obviously, but with something like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I feel it's a particularly notable point to be aware of because of the nature of the world, right? Like, everyone has got 10 years on the clock. No more, no less. And that's not a lot of time, especially when, you know, the threat of death is ever looming because they're in a constant state of war. When you have a situation like that, when you have, you know, Damocles' sword over your neck at all times and you've only got 10 years, the relationship between what people have with the people who are dead, like everyone who they leave behind, it's both more and less meaningful because of that time limit, right? It's like, I imagine some people would be comforted by the fact that, you know, the off-seeing ritual exists as it does, right? People would be like, okay, yeah, exactly what they said during all those cutscenes. Like, it's meant to carry on their memory, their emotions, to give voices to the dead. But then I imagine you have other people who are like, well, what does it matter? They're gone. They can't come back, and like, how would you know what they were thinking in those brief moments before the end? It's an interesting dichotomy to me to think of the purpose of the off-seeing ritual, because there's such an interesting play between the mechanics of the world and the people, because I imagine, because there would be such different perspectives on life when you only have 10 years, because, I'm saying because a lot, I'm just rambling about my thoughts. You could probably skip to the end of this video if you didn't care about them, and I wouldn't blame you if you did. But essentially, because it's such a different world than what we live in, 10 years constant war, it really is something that I think only exists to give comfort to those who are still alive. I can let the auto battle handle this, because it does nothing for the people who have already passed on. And then there's the whole mechanic with the homecoming, right? If you do manage to see your 10 years to the end and you return to the queen, as they put it, that's how that's essentially their way of saying you've done it all, I suppose. Like, that's the ultimate goal for anyone who's alive and fighting. Like, do your 10 years, fight for all that time, and you'll return to the queen. You'll return to your origin, your birthplace. And that's, I feel like if the off-seeing ritual wasn't a thing, then it would be more difficult to get people to fight. If I'm a console, right, and I can use this as a segue into the Mobius aspect of all those cutscenes, because we saw N and those two consoles and the purple guy, presumably the big boss, for how stylish he was. Look at, like, those purple eyebrows or whatever, all of that, very stylistic. You have Team Mobius, really, and they're obviously controlling everything, right? Like, they're the ones manipulating all of the commanders, manipulating the war. You saw it when Kamaravi made his little appearance and slaughtered that unnamed Kivesi colony, and Colony Delta 1. That the console was like, oh, we're done with this. I'm just gonna pop out. The battle's lost. It's interesting to see how they apparently take pleasure. They get something out of all of the death and destruction from the colonies and all the people, because they drank up that life juice, like slurp slurp. So I feel like they'd want to cause as much destruction as possible, and to do that they'd really need to keep everyone fighting. And I feel like that's where the off-seeing ritual comes into play. It really isn't meant for the dead. It's meant to keep the living fighting, and it's an interesting way of accomplishing that goal. Well, really, giving it some thought, it's pretty much one of the only ways to make it so people keep fighting. Because without that morale, without that hope... Ooh, some classes. Well, that's good. We need that. And level ups. And rank ups. Wow, good fight, good fight. Without that kind of stuff being in play, you wouldn't be able to make everyone fight. You wouldn't be able to keep this war going without something to keep morale up. And that's, I feel like, at the crux of this entire thing. Like, without Offseers, Uni said that Noah's closer to it all because he's an Offseer, and I think that really touches upon the heart of the matter, because Offseers, they're the ones who give. I think someone in a previous episode or something, it might have been a cutscene. Either way, they said they give voices to the departed, and I feel like that really is a good way of putting it. mainly because I'm not the one who wrote that. It's not my idea. No, it's a good way of putting it because the people, Offseers, who perform the off-seeing ritual, obviously, they're the ones, because we saw with Earl when we were in Colony 9, because his emotional state was out of whack, he couldn't make the motes rise. He couldn't send anyone off. So I feel like a lot of the emotion, like the emotional state, like what you put into the off-seeing is what you get out of it, I suppose, is an interesting take on it, I guess. Like if an off-seer doesn't know what they're seeing off for, then they just won't be able to do it. And I don't really know what the point I'm trying to make is. It's like if an off-seer had no purpose, then the off-seeing has no purpose. Another fight conquered. Either way, I think it's just really interesting to see how Xenoblade 3 handles the byplay between soldiers fighting in endless war and how and why they keep fighting. I just think it's a very interesting thing that will absolutely develop, I'm sure will develop into something even more fantastic as these cutscenes progress, because we saw a lot and it set up a lot in those cutscenes. Either way, that was a lot of cutscenes and a lot of mindless babble. On the next episode, we are absolutely going to be interacting with the soldiers of Colony Lambda. We'll be doing a lot more. Well, tomorrow. Next episode is probably going to be side quest exclusives. Maybe the episode after that, or maybe episode after that as well. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Either way, that was a good episode. Lots of cutscenes and lots of talking. So whether you watched for 30 seconds or the entire thing, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Later.